So you've made your tincture and now you want to know how to store it. Welcome back to the Homestead fam. My name is Mel and today I'm going to show you how to take your tinctures and store them properly on the shelf so they last a long time and are ready to go and easy to use. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for all things homesteading, and let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be taking my yarrow tincture, which has been sitting from July 2nd of this year, and that is about 2 months from now, and that is the perfect time for this tincture, and we're going to sift it out. We're going to show you how to store it properly, but first let's dive into what you're going to need. So first, you're going to need your tincture, of course. You're going to want a cheesecloth because we're going to have to sift out all of the yarrow that's in here and leave just the liquid. I find that it's easiest to have a funnel on hand. You're also going to want another container that you're going to be pouring this into. You're going to want the bottles to store them in, and you're going to want, these are an amber colored bottle and they're glass, so you're going to want something that's a tinted darker color, which helps your tinctures last longer, keeps them out of the sun. And then to actually do the pouring, I like to have a glass measuring cup with a spout on it just to make the pouring a little easier, but I'm also going to be using a little funnel that comes with these, and I'll link all of the products I'm using in the description below, but these ones actually come with a little funnel that makes the pouring process super easy. Now that you know everything that you are going to need, let's get right into it. So first we have this half-gallon jar full of our yarrow tincture, and what we want to do first is just kind of inspect it, make sure nothing's rotting in there, make sure everything's good. You shouldn't have anything rotting because it is in alcohol, which is going to prevent that. But sometimes if your leaves and stuff like that are sticking out of the water and haven't been saturated in the alcohol, you can get some issues with that. So this one is looking really good. So all I'm going to do is take some cheesecloth, and I'm actually going to double this over. And you can do this a lot of different ways. You just want to be able to strain off all of the solids from the liquids. And I'm going to take my ring and just secure that cheesecloth on there so I don't have to worry about much. And I'm going to pour it into this other jar that I have with a funnel on top. This is beautiful brown, as you can see, and this is what you want. That shows that you have a well extracted tincture. If it's really light and still looks very clear still, you probably want to let your tincture sit longer. Once this stops dripping, I'm just going to turn it back upright, and since we got the majority of that out of there, I can now take this and I'm just going to put this over top because there's still going to be some liquid left in these leaves, so I'm just going to slowly kind of press the rest of that liquid into our jar. So much yarrow in here. If there's anything left, it should come out. But actually, that did a pretty good job. As I squeeze it, there's some more liquid going down. And then I'll just discard this. Okay, this is a really big jar. A lot of people will do like a quart-sized jar and not necessarily a half-gallon. So this is going to take me just a little bit of time. For this yarrow tincture specifically, I do have another video on that, and I can link it below as well. But I use the flowers and the leaves for these. So that is what I am pulling out. Not a whole lot is coming out of these actually. Oh, see, there were some pockets of tincture still left in the bottom there. So do whatever you need to do to get all of that tincture out. Just squeezing it as it comes out of this jar. Alright. You can also take your cheesecloth and just squeeze it out of there. Oh, look at how much more I'm getting out of there. This can get a little messy, so be prepared for that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, then we'll come right back. Okay, now we have a beautifully sifted out tincture. Look how dark and lovely that is. That is what you want from your tinctures. Again, if it's too light and it's not dark, then it needs more time to extract. So now that I have this, it is ready to bottle. And again, I'm just gonna pour this into here just so it's easier for me to pour into the actual spouts or into the actual jars. And again, I have these amber colored bottles and they have a dropper in them, which is perfect for tinctures and any other kind of herbal medicine that you're going to be creating. And I'm gonna grab one of these little funnels that comes with these bottles, and I'm just going to pour this into the bottle. Make sure when you're doing this, you're leaving enough space for your dropper to go into. Alright, let's see where I'm at. I can add a little bit more. Okay, perfect. I'm going to seal this up. And let's see how much we get out of this half-gallon jar today. Last one. All right, we've got these all filled. So that was about 5 cups made from a whole gallon jar or a half-gallon jar. So let's see how much of that it made for 2-ounce bottles of tincture. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 bottles of tincture here. So obviously this is going to last us a very long time, and we might even gift some, sell some to some friends and family that were asking for some. So the next part of this, and a very important part of this, is labeling your bottles. Again, this pack of bottles comes with little labels that you can put on them. I already have one done here. I'm going to label this one yarrow tincture with the year on it. So I'm going to label all of these so that there's no confusion down the road, and especially because this is used for a natural medicine, you don't want to mix them up with your other tinctures. Now, I think personally for me, I'm going to label probably about 10 of these, maybe just for us, and then the other 10 I am going to leave and create like a nice cute label in case I want to gift them for Christmases or birthdays, or if I want to sell some to friends and family. Now that all of your tinctures are labeled, this is going to be the most important part that I want you to take into consideration when you're storing your tinctures. So we are out here in my garage. This is where we usually store all of our canned goods, all of our tinctures, everything for food preservation, all of that sorts. And there's a good reason, because in our garage we have these cabinets and it keeps it nice and dark in here. And our garage is partially temperature controlled. So in the winters, it's gonna stay a little bit warmer, and in the summers, it's gonna stay a little bit cooler because we don't have AC in our house. So this is the most temperature consistent part of our home. So when you think about where you want to store your canned goods and your tinctures, make sure you're taking that into consideration and keeping it in a good temperature controlled room and then out of direct sunlight. So this is perfect because the doors can close, it's out of direct sunlight, and it is, again, temperature controlled. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put our tinctures right in our cabinet here. And here we have some homemade apple cider vinegar, some herbs, and some other tinctures. We also have spruce tip syrup that I just made this year. And we're going to keep these stored right up here. As you can tell, our shelves out here are getting pretty full, and we've also expanded into the other side of the garage, which is not ideal. So we plan on putting up some new shelving over here, which I'm super excited about, and we'll take you along for that process as well. If you like this video and want to see more natural remedies, more tinctures, and more homesteading content, then please subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you don't miss our next videos and you get notified, and I will see you next week.